What's going on, Cole Connor here. If you've ever wondered whether you should shoot 12mm, 16mm, 24mm for real estate photography, today I'm going to show you exactly how they compare, when to use each as a six-figure real estate photographer in Los Angeles. Let's get into it. My name is Cole Connor and I was put here to do three things: create, inspire, love. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. First, quickly, why does focal length matter? It's the field of view. It's how wide the room looks. How zoomed in is the shot. It matters a ton for real estate photography. It can determine how natural a space looks. The wider it is, the more distorted it looks, but the more zoomed in it is, you don't really get a feel of the whole space. With that being said, the client expectations are totally different between agents, designers, architects, luxury agents. Everybody likes it a little different. Usually, as a beginner real estate photographer, you're always doing 12mm, or maybe 16, but probably 12, because you don't really know what you're doing. You're starting as wide as possible. Let's take a look at what that looks like. I'm on Lightroom now. I have some presets on. You can grab my presets in the description if you'd like, or you can check out this video if you want one of them for free. Okay, so I was in this beautiful kitchen the other day in the Hollywood Hills. It was gorgeous. So I decided to test out a 12, 16, 24, 35, and 50. I used two different lenses, the 12 to 24 and the 24 to 70. I was shooting on the Sony a7S III, and here's what we got. So first off, this is a 12mm of the kitchen. I think usually as a beginner real estate photographer, you're not thinking about distortion and things like that as much. Wow, it really distorted the ceiling, I'm seeing. You can see that this is kind of distorted over here. It's longer. It almost makes the kitchen feel smaller in a way, even though it's technically supposed to make it look bigger. But that's when I'm standing on the outside of the kitchen. I use the 12mm on tight spaces usually. So currently, if I'm in a bathroom, it's really small, I'll use it. If it's a really small laundry room, I'll use it. If the space looks better with it wide, I'll use it, but I try not to do it as much anymore. Now, a couple companies I work for, they like it. And a couple of my own clients, they want that look. That's specifically what they want. And if that's what they want, I give it to them. The cons to the 12mm is it can be distorted. It can look fake. It doesn't really represent high-end work. But let me just show you another way that you could shoot this. So let's say this doesn't necessarily make the kitchen look, big. I mean, it's big, but like the island looks small. So you could come up like this. Now, this to me is a very amateur shot. I don't like the shot, but that is, some people would. I don't get it, but I feel like me as an amateur, like back in the day when I first started, I would like this. Okay, cool. So that's the 12. Now, here's the 16. Personally, this is what I and other people that I work with, this is the go-to wide angle, is the 16. For real estate photography. It doesn't distort it. It's not stretching out over here, these cabinets here or here. The floor is not overly big. The kitchen looks more of like a normal size, but it's still big. It's just balanced, which I like. This works well for 95% of real estate jobs. So if I'm on a shoot, I'm taking 50 photos. There might be, one or two or three that are wide, like really wide, like 12. Most of them are going to be 16. And then if they want detail shots, that's going to be completely different, probably a completely different lens. Occasionally, I will zoom in the 16 to 24 for certain shots, but like I said, this is the go-to spot, 16mm. All right, now we're at the 24. Not gonna lie, I really like this shot. This is starting to feel a lot more architectural, starting to feel more interior design. I can also use it for real estate, so it can be like a bit of a gray zone. My clients who like editorial work, this is perfect for them. It does feel more high-end. It feels nicer, more like curated, and more like the photographer knows what he's doing. This is like Architectural Digest. We're starting to get into that territory. But it doesn't work for tight shots, and real estate agents, especially ones who want things like, fast, and they're probably cheaper agents who don't have a ton of money to spend, they want those wide shots. That's what they want. Like wide as in 12 to 16. Now, I finally got these pulled in. I don't have time to do the edits on these ones, but I did want to show you an example of what a 35 looks like. And this is unedited. It's just an HDR merged together. Boom. I already think that looks so much even better than the 24. I mean, you're getting some things cut off here, and it doesn't show as much of the kitchen, but almost for a detail shot, and the same for the 50. This is the 50mm. it just is so clean. It's crisp. I wouldn't go with the 50 on this shot particularly. I would go with a 35, but the 35 and the 50 millimeters when you're going to be doing those detail shots, interior design, I do it a lot. Architectural stuff, I do it a lot, or just like Airbnb details. Alright guys, I feel like I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I hope you find it helpful. What focal length do you shoot at? What do you like? What do you feel like looks the best out of these? Let me know in the comments, please. My name is Cole. More videos coming soon. Yeah, and if you haven't checked out my gear kit, you can check that out in the description. Anything you buy from that kit does support the channel, along with the presets that helps me make more videos. Catch you next time. Hi there. Thanks for watching. If you really liked it, maybe you'll like some of these too. While you decide, here's some music. Enjoy.